This story isn't fiction, it's a mirror. Let's talk about what no one wants to say, but everyone needs to hear. There were 4 people. They never met, but somehow they knew the same pain. And this was the pain of being right and staying silent just to be accepted. Let's talk about them. Firstly, let's talk about Zina, the overgiver. Zina was the friend everyone calls when life goes messy. Sick, she was there. Break up, she listened. Moving houses, she carried boxes. But the day she needed someone, the day her father had a stroke, she sent messages to 5 different people and no one showed up. Well, she could have said something. She could have told them how betrayed she was. But instead, she said, "Well, it's fine. I understand. Everyone is busy." Except it wasn't fine. And her chest started carrying a quiet grief. The kind that doesn't cry, but weighs. The kind that always made you feel invisible in rooms you always showed up for. You see, Zina was right to feel hurt, but she swallowed her truth just to remain the good one. Now, let's talk about George, the helper turned hostage. George had one major flaw. Oh, he wanted to be liked badly. At work, he took on extra shifts when others refused. How about his ideas that were stolen in meetings, but he remained quiet? At home, he gave his partner everything: his money, his time, and even his voice. If she doesn't like something, he changed it. And if she gets angry, he apologized, even when she was wrong. One day, during a family gathering, someone laughed and said, "George is a husband, a housemaid, and a ghost all in one." Everyone laughed, with his wife included. George smiled too, but his eyes told the truth of how he was dying in silence, just to be loved. Now let's talk about Amaka, the one who finally spoke. Amaka was quiet, not because she didn't have opinions, but because when she shared them, she's always punished. Growing up, anytime Amaka said, "I don't agree," she was always labeled rude. And when she asked questions, she was told, "You talk too much." So Amaka learned to stay quiet. Even when her boss made silly comments, even when her friends used her as a backup plan, even when her brother kept borrowing money without returning it. One fateful day, Amaka exploded. But wait, this wasn't in anger. Rather, it was in clarity. She said no to her brother. She corrected her boss professionally but firmly. She walked away from friendship that only took and never gave. For the first time, Amaka felt like she was breathing with her full lungs. But yeah, not everyone stayed. But the ones that stayed, they saw her, and not just her silence. And finally, let's talk about Ikena, the proud listener who refused to learn. Ikena had a sharp mind and a loud mouth. In school, he was the one who mocked others for being too deep. In relationships, he didn't do emotional talk. And in friendship, he laughed when people tried to open up. And he called them too sensitive. One of his friends once told him, "You don't listen. You just wait for your own turn to talk." Well, he laughed it off until the girl he loved walked away, saying she didn't feel heard. Until he lost a business deal simply because he didn't hear a partner's concern. Due to all of this piling up, one day he whispered to himself in his room, "They were right. I never listened." Oh, but pride makes silence feel safe. So he kept pretending he didn't care. Now, his life is noisy, and not one voice in it brings peace. Because when you ignore correction, your own life starts correcting you instead. It's important to know that not speaking up doesn't make you noble. It makes you invisible. If your silence protects others but destroys your peace, it is not strength, it is sacrifice. Listening is not waiting to respond. It's honoring the truth in someone else's voice. People who love you will not punish your honesty. Oh, and your voice matters if only you use it. If this story made you pause, then maybe it's time to talk to yourself. Leave a comment if you've ever stayed silent just to keep peace. And tag someone who you feel needs to stop shrinking just to make others feel comfortable. And also do me the favor of subscribing, following, liking and sharing this video to who you feel needs to hear it. Thank you for watching and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.